get it all sorted, ready to go. Number 101. Welcome, especially to those watching after. As always, appreciate you just as much as the people who come and join. Let me get comfy, and yeah, we'll see about getting a game going. Got a little table with me. Got to show it off for the first time today to, well, I say today, yesterday actually, after the stream yesterday when Lucas came by. I've got to show him the new little table that I used the offcuts from his worktop for, and yeah, he was impressed and pleased to see I've been using the wood for something else. So yeah, I'm just going to chill a little bit and see if we can't get some of our YouTube family in soon. I'm definitely going to do the dad joke today, but I was thinking I might see if one of my YouTube family or maybe a new viewer wants to play this with me. It is a face-up game, so we should be able to play together, which will be a bit of fun. I have played this, I think, with Ethan on stream before, so some of them might be familiar with it. But yeah, just chilling in the van right now. It's been a lovely day. I shall recap the day while I'm waiting for some people to join, because it's always the way at the start. It takes a moment or two for everyone to realise I'm streaming. Even though I stream roughly at the same time most days, I think normally I start somewhere between 6 and, well, it's quite a wide thing, 6 and 9. Hello, hello, Sparker. Yeah, I've just got started. Good to see you in. How are you doing? How's your day? I was just about to recap my day, which has been a really good day for the most part. Hey, Sienna's in. Hi, Sienna. Sienna knows what I've been up to today already. So yeah, I've been out with my friend Lucas. We did a bit of chess together, and I was showing him the brand new table that's designed to go on the sofa, which allows me to sit here and actually have a table, which is quite nice. It's like a lap table, but also can go between us if we're playing games and stuff, which is going to be very handy when I'm playing games with Lucas or Ethan or anybody else for that matter. Sometimes when Noah comes by, we do a little two-player or something, and it's a bit awkward when you're playing on something that you need to kind of be opposite each other, but you don't. One of us doesn't really want to sit for ages on one of the uncomfortable little chairs that are not designed to be sat on for super lengths of time. I will be honest. The sofa is the comfortable spot to sit at. So we both want to be on the sofa, but there's no table in between, and putting a board in it doesn't really count because it's always a bit wobbly if it's on cushions. So this is the job, and it's actually really solid. And yeah, he was well impressed that I'd actually used a bit of the offcut and it actually got used for something useful and not just burnt in the stove. But yeah, so we well, I got up early, got the tyre fixed. You'll get this though, Sienna. You'll find this funny. So I drive this thing down to the garage in Letchworth to get the new tyre fitted. I go inside and it should be pretty straightforward. I tell the guy that I'm there to get my new tyre on. He goes, great, what's your vehicle? And he's like, is it this? I wasn't, no. He goes, at the box. I'm like, yeah, it's the box. He goes, lovely. He said, which tyre is it? And I said to him, it's the left-hand side rear tyre. And he goes, so near side rear. And I was like, yeah. And he writes that down. I think NSR he put down in this thing, near side rear. And for those who don't know, near side is the passenger side, off and off, and I think it's near side and offside. Is it or yeah, I think that's how they call it. But essentially, it's the near side is near the curb, for want of a better expression. And anyway, so he writes this down, and he says, "Go and wait in the waiting room. We'll have it done soon." So I go and wait in the waiting room. 35 minutes goes by. He comes, like a couple of guys come in to check if I'm some guy with a BMW or an Audi. I'm like, no. And then finally, some guys goes, "Are you the box?" I'm like, "Yep." Yeah. So he gives me the keys. I'm like, all ready to go because it's all prepaid. So I've literally just turned up to get it done, and off I go. But I go out to the van. I have a little look, and I look at the tyre, and I think that looks like the old tyre. That does not look like a new tyre. Seems odd. So I have a little walk around, and I see that the other rear tyre has been replaced, and I was like, hold on. So I went back in and I said to the guy, so mate, I think did you do what have you done out there? Because like it was supposed to be the rear left tyre, and he's like, you mean the offside? I said, no, like the other one, the near side. And he's like, you sure? I was like, well, that's what I told you. That's what you wrote down. So he checked his paperwork. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. And he immediately knew what's happened. So he's gone out to the young lad who's done it, and he's not been happy with him, and he's told him off. And the young lad's like, oh, I should have looked. And you could tell he was clearly annoyed with himself. So then the young lad says, like, but I took this one off because it had a bulge in it. And they showed me this bulge, and I'm looking at it thinking, like, it's where you took it off. Like, I don't know if this was a pre-existing thing or not. And I said that as much. I said, look, I can tell that he's not took this off because he thought this is way. He's took this off because he's not read his notes. And if you'd have come to me before doing this and said, look at this bulge, we want to replace this, and give me the option, I'm like, yeah, fine. But you've come at me afterwards, having already took this thing off, and I don't know what you've been up to with this tyre. So, so basically, we have a little back and forth, and the guy's pretty amicable about it. And he's like, well, I can put it back on, but I wouldn't recommend it. I says, well, have you got another tyre? And he's like, goes and checks. He finds another tyre. He goes, I'll give it to you for cost. So he works out how much it cost him, and he says, you know, so I got it on a cheap deal, which I'm like, okay, that's fair. I'll have that then. So now I've got 2 new tyres at the back, basically, and I think 110 quid all in for the both, which I think is pretty reasonable. 2 tyres on the back. So I'm actually quite happy, and we got it done in quick enough time. I said to him, look, I'm in a rush though. You've got to get this done. So they finished it up. And actually, in the hour space that I was allotted for the one, they actually did both, which is reasonable. And off I went, and then picked up Lucas, and we went over to the plunge and the sauna and plunge. And I can tell you, that is well worth the time spent there. We love that. Then popped off to a bit of Korean food for lunch. Come back here, a little bit of chess, and yeah, the day was basically done, and I needed a little bit of downtime for myself, and then get things sort of sorted in the van. And you can see I've actually got some firewood, although I feel like that's gonna, yeah, that actually is starting to smoulder. Can you see that? Whoa, we've got to throw that in. That's been over the hot part. Yeah, that one's all right. Oh, geez, that's hot. Just need to turn that over a little bit. Whoa, hot wood. Yeah, there's a little bit of steaminess because, oh, that's hot. Whoa. There you go, because that stuff still has a bit of moisture in it. And so I sort of just warm it up and dry it off a little bit on there. But I have got that cranked, I will say, inside there. It's absolutely all guns blazing. Well, I'll check the chat in a second. I'm aware that I've just monologued this whole thing. So I need to do some chat. We'll just get a little bit of the fire messed with. There we go, job done. Right, let's, do you know what? The chat is close enough to read from there. Let's have at it. Right. We'll have just another YouTube account saying some very nice things. Thank you very much. Is this a shack? Asked Diggsy. No, this is a van. Oh, we'll have someone saying 8,000 in the chat, but okay. Sienna saying this is why I avoid places like Halford. You go for one tyre replacement, and the next thing there's faults with the other 3, and they want to do an alignment, etc. Yeah, to be fair, this place was actually decent. The guy was really not happy about what had happened. It was a proper shock, and I could tell he wasn't trying to have me on. So, and he gave me a really good deal. Honestly, I mean, the tyre, the cheapness of it. He honestly, it must have given me a cost. I mean, I don't think he's made anything out of it at all. And I'm pretty sure he sent the lad to apologise to me afterwards, because the lad came to give me my keys, which, like, it was some other random people giving me before. And he was very, very apologetic. And you could tell he was making a real sort of, like, he'd been told off, basically. You made us look like fools, and you've got to go and apologise to this customer because he's obviously not been happy with this. And so with tail between his legs, he came by. And I felt sorry for him, to be fair. But yeah, it was all good though in the end. It was all good. I did and ah about getting both done, just because I'm aware that having both is actually better anyway, because you kind of want them done in pairs so that the wear and tear is even and stuff. It's more of a thing, I think, with cars than it is with vans, because the van kind of has a lot of tilt. And I don't know if it's really going to make a big difference. Maybe it does. I'm no expert, so don't take my word on that. But yeah, I was a bit umming and ahhing about thinking maybe we'll get both done anyway, because I felt like, you know, it's maybe a thing I should do, but it happened in the end, and that's that. I've only got 4 wheels. Yeah, that's right. I've only got 4 tyres, just the 4 corners. There's no like double tyre at the back, because that's what you get when you do like 5-ton rated and stuff. This is only 3.5-ton rated. Since then, I'm glad it worked out well though. So which did you do first? I'm assuming the plunge and the sauna. No, you do the sauna. So about 20 minutes in the sauna, and then you do a couple of minutes in the plunge. I think I did about 5.5 minutes, because the one I went in was only about 5 degrees, so it wasn't like the cold one, because Lucas nicked the cold one for the first time. Then we went back in the sauna, and I think I did a bit longer than 20 minutes that time. I think I did more like 25 minutes or so. I mean, I could have been in that one quite a long time. It wasn't the hottest sauna I've been in, to be honest. But then after that one, because there was nobody else using the pools, I went in for the coldest plunge, and I tell you that one, I felt that one. That was, I think they said that was about 3 degrees. And I felt that one. I was like, oh yeah. So I did I did the 2 minutes and was like, okay, that'll do. But then I was like, I just want to get my head wet though quickly, and then just sort of like, I faffed around. So I think I was in there for about 2 minutes 20, something like that. But beautiful way to relax. So the first one was quite relaxing. I think it was at temperature where you kind of get a bit of a shock, but I relaxed into it, and I was like really comfortable in it. But the second time I think it is meant to be a little harder on the second go. Cool, it's one of those steaming some more. Cool, blimey, the amount of steam. So it's not burning that, but I don't know if you can see. No, it's not that visible over here. It's more visible from there, but I can see steam. I also think that one, yeah, it's definitely, there's some residue coming out of this log over here. I can smell that. It's got a nice smell. It's kind of like a sweet smell. But yeah, so the second plunge was definitely harder than the first one, I think. But yeah, then that was it really. Job done. Little. I had a couple of minutes in the sauna, or not even that. Lucas went in there for a little time because he kind of like got really cold. He was not so easy with the plunge. I found the plunge quite easy, but. Well, there you go. I've answered the question about how long you're in the water. Where am I today? Asked Wesley. I'm back in Biggleswade, because that's where Lucas basically is based around. He works in this area. So yeah, we came back here and we spent the day together. So, and he's parked next door to me again. Yeah. Hey, Chuck's in. So it is in regard to the inhabitants of the sun. Do you think it is inhabited? I rather think it is, says Chuck. Ooh. Well, if you go and watch a bit of Rick and Morty, you'll know for sure there's people living up there. Hi, Susie. And we've got Wayne in. Hi, Wayne. How am I today? I'm great. Feeling great. Thank you very much. We've got Sienna saying, oh no, you're talking to Susie, that's cool. You two can talk amongst yourselves, that's nice. I tell you, I had a red chest. I'm not joking. When I got out the second plunge, my chest was bright red. Like I had some pinkness everywhere as well, but for whatever reason, my chest was like absolutely fire red. It was crazy. Hi Anastasia, good to have you in. Quite general in style, or the one fashion. I don't understand what you just said there, Chuck. Sorry. And we got Devin saying hi. Hi, Dev. Oh, we've got lots of new people in. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you like what you're seeing. Susie's saying, all right, see you, Susie. I hope you feel better soon. Yep, so, well, we've got plenty of people in. Let's do dad joke of the day. There we go. I am thinking after this, if anyone wants a game of deep sea adventure with me, I will spin the camera around so that we don't have the mirrored effect, because that's very annoying. But I don't know if it's a massive thing on this, but it will probably help a certain amount. Right, I don't know why I'm pulling them out first. I'll just take the top one. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, Here we go. Dad joke of the day. Robin Redbreast says, well, yeah, pretty much. I'm not joking. I might as well have been a Robin. You could literally call me Robin when I get out of the plunge pool. Of course, I remember you, Anastasia. You always ask that. I'm like, I noticed you, Anastasia. Right, here we go. Here's the joke. What do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. I had to put the I had to say that in the right way for it to make sense. So I'll give you it one more time. What do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. That is not the most cringy one we've had, to be fair. It is not. It's not too bad. I'd say that's mid-range. We'll give that like a 6, I think, on cringe level. Maybe a 5. Maybe a 5 actually. Right. Does anyone want a game of Deep Sea Adventure with me? A no before the adults ask. That is not a euphemism for some other activity. Yeah, I'm simple-minded as well. I always giggle at these things. Yeah, British YouTuber says Vortex. Indeed, I'm about as British as it gets, I think. Although I don't drink tea, and I don't get boozed up on the weekend, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not that British after all. Who knows? What's this? Oh, I'm out then business. Right, I'm gonna. You know, we're going to play with it with I don't think anyone's going to matter. The only numbers we have in this game are these ones, and you can kind of see by the dots how this is going. So I think we'll just stick with it as it is. I think I need to throw some more wood in the fire. No, actually, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. We've just got that big block there that I've put in because I put the big one in, but it's actually bigger than it needs to be. Do you know, I will. I'm going to throw one in. Let's just get one in there. That'll light up. That'll light up and do well. There we go. Oh, I see. You thought there was a proper offer, then you realised it wasn't for something else. I see. I see what's happened there. So, do we have any takers before I put this thing away? If nobody wants to play this, I'll just do a Bandido, but I thought it might be nice to play this game with somebody today. But we'll see. We'll see. How has everyone else's days been? Who's been up to anything exciting like me then? Oh, Senna says I'll try. Okay. What you do, mate? Loves from Scotland. Well, hopefully, I'm going to find some people to play this with me. Sienna says yes. And we can do a 2-player. But I'm willing to include one more person. Cozy camping man style. Love it. Yep, that's how we do it in the van. And we've even got wood that my friend brought me yesterday, which we're burning. So we've got free heating as well. And you've got to love a bit of free heating. So I think maybe it's just me and Sienna then. So let me sort out this. So we've got to try and do this in a way that makes sense with us, like spread out the legs of the tripod. Hopefully you can see. Oh, the problem is I need to get you close so you can see, but not so close that it's too close. If you see what I mean. I've been enduring the cold, no heating all winter for the past few years. Free heating sounds glorious. Jeez, really? That's like, when you say that, do you mean like in your home, or are you like a van lifer like me? I mean, enduring the winter sounds like without any heating at all. I mean, that is hardcore. That is crazy. All right, Sienna, as you're playing, it's important you can see. Can you see the table here, or is this like is this an absolute no-go for you? Because obviously the chat could be in the way. I can try and adjust this a bit more, maybe. I don't know. We can see. Yeah, you can see. Cool. Okay. So look, I'll put it this way so you can actually see the things. So what we have here is the oxygen level, and we're going to have the little people, right? Now I'm going to be red because I'm always red. Okay. And we're in the submarine. You can have green, yellow, orange, or purple. I think those are the rest of the colours. Oh, there's a blue. I was going to say, I thought there was another colour. Or there's a blue. What colour would you like to be? All right, the chat is in the way. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll just angle it down a little bit more. So there you go, because it's important you can see this bit. This is one of the really important parts. In the Logan's saying in the 1800s when families shared a single room to stay warm. Whoa, hold on. I think is that part of another message. My housemate, fellow Englishman, you get used to it. So you're in a house with no heating. Do you get any like problems with damp though, or do you like air it out regular? Because obviously, you know that can be a bit of a problem. Well, yeah, true. I mean, even a few mod cons essentially is luxurious compared to old standards. It's all that's a really cool thing actually. I talk about that quite a lot on the channel when I'm talking philosophically. Is about the difference a bit of perspective makes, and depending on your perspective depends on how you see a thing, very much so. So if you've not eaten for 3 days and I put a tiny little bit of food in front of you, like a little plateful, you'd be so grateful for that, it'd be unreal. But if you've been used to having banquets and like just eating whatever you want, and then I say, oh, here's your meal, and it's this little meal, you're going to be like, oh, well, that's not fair, that's not enough. And so it's that perspective, isn't it? Just, you know, sometimes you've got to take yourself out of your situation and what you've had recently and think about the bigger picture. That doesn't mean to say that you can't have your own problems just because somebody else in the world has bigger problems and harsher problems. But you do need that perspective. You need to be thinking like, you know, am I happy with this? Am I not? From different perspectives, not just from the, you know, what I need, what I want kind of thing. Wait, Susie's... Right, Susie, I'm giving you a timeout because you're being too negative in the chat. I have warned you. Timeout, 3 minutes. Sorry, Susie. Off you go. Yep. I've took it out of her hands, and Susie has the timeout. I'm being harsh with her on the channel because she does fluctuate with her moods quite a lot, and I love Susie. I love her as a friend, but she can be a little bit of a handful at times, and I have to be a bit tough love with the whole when she goes on a little bit of a side quest to get this kind of like whatever she's trying to get out of this sort of conversation that she starts. Right, did you choose a colour? What's my favourite cheese? A vintage cheddar. I'd say my favourite specific cheese is the really expensive one from M&S. Some kind of Cornish cruncher or something like that it's called. Right, did we get a colour? Yep, wearing a mic. This one here. Little DJI Mini. Blue, please, says Sienna. Lovely, we've got the colour. Right, so you can see that all right, hopefully. So the way this works is fairly simple. I'll quickly give you an explanation of it, Sienna. Thankfully, I'm not too bad at explaining games. So the objective is to gain the most points. And we do that in 3 rounds. And the backstory is this. We are deep sea adventurers. We're in our submarine and it has a certain amount of oxygen. 25 whatever's units of oxygen denoted by this little red piece here. It starts on 25. Now, We also have these triangles, which are level 1, and they have small numbers like 0 or 2. This one has 3. This one has 1, so you get the idea. But then you go down to the squares, and they have bigger numbers. They have like 7s and 4s and 5s and 6s. And then the next level down, you get to the 5-sided shapes, which I can't remember the name for right now. And you get slightly bigger numbers, 8s and 11s, 9 and 10. So you see, as the deeper you go down, the more points you get. So eventually get to these dark blue ones. So I think they're hexagons are the 5, are they? And these are, I can't remember. These are the 6-sided shapes. And these have even bigger numbers like 12, 13 and 14. Now there is some overlap between the numbers, so you can get an unlucky one of these that has a number as low as the 5-sided shapes, and the 5-sided shapes have a spread as well. So there's a bit of overlap between each group, but it doesn't overlap that much. And the way it works, I'm going to just randomize these so we don't know what they are. And I put them in a little line. Now I'm going to sort of start the submarine here as if this is up and then this is down, so it makes some sort of sense. And essentially we just kind of wind a path that we would follow, and you can sort of see the idea here. Right, okay, and then, oh, we've got one more then. Right, so, yeah, the sort of path goes down the ocean, and obviously the deeper you go, the more points you can potentially accrue. Let's get those in the box. Now the idea is you want to get some points and get up without running out of oxygen. And the way the oxygen is used is, we'll have a bit that comes back up just because we need to. All right, so the idea is this, is when you're traveling without carrying anything, you don't use up any oxygen. But for every one that you pick up, after that, at the beginning of each of your turns, you'll use up however many you're holding. That's how many you use of oxygen. So if you pick up one from the bottom and you travel back up, you'll be using 1 oxygen for every move. So essentially we're rolling dice and we go down, and at any point you can choose to pick up one. On your way down, on your way up, whatever you want to do. The objective is to get back to the submarine, because you only get the points if you get back to the submarine before the oxygen runs out. And the thing is, if the oxygen's even on 1, at the start of your turn, you have to, if you're carrying anything, you'd move it down to the 0. That's it. You roll your dice. Yours is the last turn. No one's getting a turn after that oxygen hits 0. The couple of things that you need to know is you can only turn, once you turn back, that's it. So the order of the play goes, you roll your dice, you move your piece, you decide if you're going to pick up. Okay. And I believe, I just want to check when it is. It's either at the start or the end of the turn when you decide to say if you will turn back or go forward is oh, that's it. So, oh yeah, so that happens at the start. So the first thing you do is do any air reducing. The next thing is declare whether you're going back or not. So that happens at the start of a turn. But you can only do that one time for each sort of round. There's going to be 3 rounds where we go down. And essentially, you go down, take what you want, come back up, trying to race the air. If you get greedy, you're going to kill yourself, maybe everyone else, because we'll run out of air and we'll basically pass out and end up at the bottom. But miraculously, at the end of the next round, you end up in the submarine, so no one's actually dying, thankfully, very much. But the only other thing, other than making sure that when you have to decide the right moment to turn around, is like, so obviously you roll it, you do the oxygen, decide whether you're turning back or not, and then roll the dice. You land where you land, you decide if you're going to pick up. If you're carrying too much and you land on a spot, So when you pick something up, you replace it with an empty spot. If someone lands on an empty spot, at that point you're allowed to place down something if you were ever on one of these. That's the only time you can actually drop something, which can be useful because you can bring stuff back up ready for the next round, but drop it halfway if you feel like you can't carry it the rest of the way. And the only other thing is, if anyone basically doesn't make it back to the submarine at a turn, at the end of a round, all their stuff gets dropped at the bottom and it's in one pile. So if you were carrying 2 or 3 parts, it becomes a pile of 2 or 3 at the bottom, and that pile only counts as 1 oxygen use on a later round. So you could end up having, like, say, a pile of 3 of these all together, and if you pick that up, it only costs 1 oxygen and you can move quickly. The only other thing to remember is, not only do you lose oxygen for when you roll the dice, sorry, when you're holding treasure, but also whatever dice you roll, and these only go up to 3 each. So the maximum you can roll is 6, and the least you can roll is 2. But the thing to remember is, if you're carrying 1 item, you take 1 from your roll, and if you're carrying 2, you take 2 from your roll. So it's very hard to move if you're carrying 2 or 3 items, and if you're carrying 4, you ain't going nowhere. Right, hopefully you got that. Can I please be mod so I can stop these people in the chat? Oh, we've got some bad people in the chat. Let's have a little look. I don't think we have. Oh, hi Rach. Thank you. Yeah, this is my smart shirt. Oh, you thought it was a necklace? Fair play. Okay, people saying my British accent makes me sound smarter. I don't know about that, but thank you very much. Oh yes, Rohan back in. Hi Rohan, I hope you're well. Gabriel saying, what if it's nuclear powered submarine? Well, they still need to produce oxygen, don't they? So they have 2 options, the electrolysis, or they have those weird things that they burn that produce oxygen. Yeah, but they've got mostly worry about scrubbing the carbon dioxide out, haven't they? That's the real thing. Pentagon is 5. Yes, thank you very much. There you go. That's it. Well done, Sienna. You're obviously smarter than me. Hi, Rach. How are you doing? I can show that. Sienna at some point said, "Okay, so go deep." Yeah, that's generally my solution to any sticky situation, shall we say. Oh dear. Sparker saying totally, yeah, even marginally is way. Oh, you were talking to Rach, I think. Okay. This game sounds complicated. Good job. I'm just watching, says Rach. It's not that complicated. You pick it up pretty easy. No to the mod. I don't have mods. I do all that myself. You're not buggered yet, Sienna. No, the numbers don't give more oxygen. They're the points. So you win by having the most points at the end of the 3 rounds. But obviously the downside is if you're carrying 2... So the idea is to balance out how much treasure. So each of these things is treasure. And the deeper you go, the more the treasure's worth. Obviously, that's randomised a bit in terms of, obviously, we don't know what numbers are under each rock, essentially, or each treasure. So you pick a treasure up. You can keep picking up however many you want, but obviously it slows you down because it reduces your dice roll and it uses up oxygen. So you have to balance out your greed to want as many points as possible with trying to keep moving and not running out of oxygen. And so there's a kind of like a back and forth with sort of trying to figure out what you want to do. But you kind of have to make your choices and go on the first one. There's no option to really drop on the first one unless you get a bit of luck. But it's usually not much option. What we got? EastEnders on tap saying, would you agree that EastEnders is the fastest pure soap in the United Kingdom of England? I don't know. I don't really watch soaps, so I couldn't really say. I'm assuming that absolutely not, as this game soon is to do with me saying you're very intelligent. That sounds like a fret mold. I think I know what you're talking about there. I think I'll learn more as we play. Yeah, I mean, it's a game you can pick up real quick as we play. So, okay, so I'll go. Well, ladies first, Yeah, I'll let you go first. So I'll roll for you, and you get a gist of this, and I'll take you through it as we go. So you roll a 5, which is a good roll. So you're blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really easy, like snakes and ladders, basically. It's just one big long snake. I'm sure you're able to handle a big long snake, Sienna. Oh, I'm terrible. Sorry. It's one of those. So 3 for you. So at this point, I'm assuming you don't want to pick up, because it would be crazy to pick up at this point. But at any point, so after a roll, after this one, I'll check with you, and if you want to pick up, just say in the chat, I want to pick up the one you've landed on. Okay. Right. So my roll, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm falling behind. So that means that I have to basically think about my strategy. Like if you go very deep and I'm struggling to go very far, I could pick up, turn back, pick up again and again, and use up all the oxygen before I get back. And it's this whole kind of game of chicken essentially on the way back. It's pretty good. So this is your. Oh, nearly lost that one. Right. So this is your roll. You get a 5. So you move down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you could pick up here, or you could choose to go deeper. So let me know if you want to pick up, or if you want to basically let me have my turn. Just say yes or no to pick up. Basically, go deeper. Oh, that's fair enough. You can say that. That makes more sense, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you actually go over somebody, you actually leapfrog them, and you don't have to count the space to one. So it kind of gives you a bit of a boost in speed. 2 for you, so 1, 2. Pick up or go deeper? And I think I'm going to make you say go deeper or pick up now. I think that's it. That's your options. There's going to be a lot of go deeper in the chat now. What's Rohan saying? You're cutting out. I think it's a problem with your end of things, Rohan, and I think that's what Rach is saying. No one's calling you names, Rohan. We're calling you by your handle, which is a very long one. So we're just saying the first part, which is Rohan. It's a go deeper, okay. Balls Deep says rational morality. Indeed. Let's see if we can't get that deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, next roll for you, Sienna. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pick up or go deeper. I think Rohan has been injecting bath salts. Oh, ingesting. I was going to say, what? I mean, that's one way to take your bath salts. Deeper. Okay. Right. I've got a 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, I have a choice here. And I'm only talking this through so Sienna can get an idea of the game. I'm right on the edge of that, basically these ones, and if I'm lucky, that could be a decent points. That could be like 10, and I could basically pick that up, and then with the intention to turn back on my next go, and I could get ahead of you. And if the distance between us is too great, I can control basically the use of the oxygen and leave you basically struggling for oxygen to get back up. So, or I could try to stay up with you, or stay down with you, I guess, and see if I couldn't pick one up and sort of race in behind you. I don't normally take this tactic, but I'm going to be rude, and I'm going to see if I can't basically leave you out of breath and needing oxygen. The innuendo in this game is crazy. So, without looking, and I can't look at this point, so I don't know what my points are. I pick that up, and then it's your turn. So 5 for you. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you got lucky here. You're on the top one of the big pointers. Do you want to pick up or do you want to go deeper? Is basically. It's like snakes and ladders without the ladders. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly it. Pick up, okay. So you end up on that, and that is your one there, Sienna. And we'll try to get that in a place where you can see that well enough. There we go. So this one's mine, this one's yours. Now it's my go. I'm going to turn back. So 1 oxygen down. Turning back. I got 3, which moves me 2. 1, 2, because we lose one of our rolls for this. So now it's your turn, Sienna. We drop an oxygen because you're holding one. Do you want to turn back is the next question. So it's turn back or go deeper. Rohan saying, Molly sir, question. Can you support the Muslim movement and make this a Muslim only channel? I cannot make it a Muslim only channel. I am not boycotting anybody from this channel. Everyone in the world is welcome as long as they can be respectful and polite. That's the only requirements to be in this room with me, or this stream, or whatever you want to call it, is you're going deeper. Really? I think you just like saying deeper, but fair enough. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you picking up? I assume you are if you've gone deeper. Pick up, yep, okay. Wow, reckless Sienna here. This is a new attitude to the game, like just really recklessly just going in deep and picking up everything like it's like the greed won't kill you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Ethan tomorrow. It's going to be really cool, that is, Rach. I've been missing the little fella. So I'm going to go over quite early so I can maybe see Henry for a little bit as well before he goes off to his mum's. Right, my roll. Oh, I've got to do the oxygen. And I roll and I get a 4, which means I move 3. 1, 2, 3, and I am going to pick that up. Now it's Sienna's go. 1, 2 oxygens. So Sienna, are you turning back or are you going deeper? Oh, we've got Chloe. Oh, hi Chloe. It's been a minute. What's going in deep? That's an interesting first thing to hear. Yeah, we've got some innuendos going into this game. This is deep sea adventure. Deep sea adventure, and so it's how deep do you go to pick up the treasures. Basically the darker the treasure, the more value it has, essentially. You want to go back. Okay, so you're turning back, and let's roll for you. You rolled a 3, which means you only move 1 because you're holding 2. Do you know what I forgot to do actually? You should have actually been 1 further up. So I'm gonna give you 1 boost. You shouldn't have gone down quite so far, because I should have moved you 1 less on your last one because you were carrying 1. So actually that's boosted you up by 1 further up. So my bad on that one, sorry. So oxygen for me, I've got to move it 2 as well. So you can see now we're using 4 per round of dice rolls for the 2 of us. If this is a multiplayer, it gets really hectic with the oxygen really quick. You don't get many rolls before you've got to get back. So yeah, but with 2-player we can go quite deep, but you can't go so deep when you've got more players. It's just the way it works. Do it, says me. Right, yeah, I think you were gone unless you dropped something. Right, so my roll, 5. That's a good roll. So I move 3. 1, 2, 3. Now it's Sinner's go, so two of them. And at this point, it's realistically just rolling and see how high you can get. There's not a lot of thing. So you get 5, which moves you 1, 2, 3. Now here, you have an option. You could choose to drop one of your treasures here. And then you've got less oxygen use and more mobility. Wait. Yeah. I took 2 off. Yeah, so you moved 3. That's right, yeah. So do you want to drop or do you want to keep holding what you've got? Rohan saying, I think the channel maybe has too many women as, but right, okay. let's, sorry Rohan, I'm going to time you out with that nonsense. We're not having that. That is what we call not respectful. So you're getting a 24-hour timeout. We don't like talk like that in here. Thank you very much. Right. I want to drop, but it defeated the purpose of going deeper. Well, it's a bit like in poker. You've got to know when to fold the hand, so to speak. Yeah, you've got to know when to go all in and when to fold the hand. And here you've got to know, like, what your weaknesses is. And your weakness is that you're moving very slow and the oxygen's getting used up. But I'm nearly back. Once I'm back, I'm not using up any oxygen. But you'll still be using 2 per turn. So the maths on this says probably drop. Yeah, there you go. Which one? I'm going to let you choose. This one or this one. Which one goes back? So this is number 1. This is number 2. 1, 2. So say 1 or 2 in the chat, and I'll put either 1 or 2 back in the spot. As we don't know what it is, it's a bit of a chance one anyway. 2. So this is where I'll go 2 and then move this one. That's if I didn't know which one 2 was. Right, okay, so you can drop that back there. Okay. Now it's my turn, so I use up 2 oxygen. And I've rolled 3, so I only move 1. Then it's your go. You use 1 oxygen and you roll. Whoa! Where was I? Was I there? I think so. So you move 1 because you've rolled a 2. And then I use 2 oxygen. Well, I'm only going to move 1. I think we're both stuffed. I think I've stuffed us both, if I'm going to be honest, because you're super deep and I'm using up oxygen and not moving at all. Right, your turn. I've moved it 1 for your oxygen. You rolled a 6. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I've got to take 2 oxygen for me. I need a 6. 4. Well, that's 1, 2. It's not brilliant. Right, 1 oxygen for you. And you move 2. 1, 2. Now, technically, you have the option here to drop. Gasping for breath and stuff, turning into quite the Saturday night. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, we got the Springfield Perv in from Springfield. Hi. And Rational Morality saying rigged. Yeah. No, you're not dropping. Okay, okay. Right, so my turn. Got 2 oxygen going. Cool, there's not going to be a lot of turns left here. Oh, I'm only on 3. I've moved 1. Wow, this is bad. This is bad. Right, okay. Sienna gets another 6. Wow, I need these rolls that you're getting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get another option to drop, but I'm assuming not. But I'm going to wait. Because remember, you're holding one of these, so one of these coming to the top bit. And if you get lucky enough to be landing on that next go, you could be the one who picks it up and darts back. But it could be me, so you could be able to me. It's a bit of a kind of like a double-edged sword, really. Is this? No, it's in the UK. It's in England. So let's see what Sienna says about dropping. Drop and give me 20. What would you do in this position? Depends. If I'm feeling a bit like, nah, let's have a gamble, I'd drop it. Because technically you could drop it, move quicker, and then you could pick up like one of the last few and give yourself a roll just to get 1 point in. But you've got to look, so I mean, but you can look really, I mean, this is just a bit of fun, but you could look at this really closely in the maths and say, look, I'm only gonna get 1 more roll to get out with my points if you keep holding yours. But if you drop yours, then I'd get 2 rolls to get out. So there is a benefit to me if you drop. So I think realistically the best thing is to actually keep hold of it. But the kind of like let's push our luck and see what we can do and just see if we can't like get a bit of luck on the next turn, then you might drop it. But I think the real way is just keep hold of it. I lived on the edge this far, I'll keep holding. If I'm left behind, I'm left behind. Fair enough, fair enough. You'd beg for if, I don't know, what's this? Yeah, let's not get too out there with the comments. We don't mind a little bit of light innuendo, but I'm going to leave those modded things modded. Right, so it's my go. So I'm taking the oxygen down, and I've got 5 this time, which is, oh, actually no, tell a lie. I'd be getting 2. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the maths was. Might have got 3 or just 2. I'm not sure. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. Then it's Sienna's move. No, I think I've got the same number of moves either way. I'm not sure. The maths on that is a bit tricky for my brain at this moment. I've worn it out with chess with Lucas. He won the first game, and then I won the next 2 to take it like 2-1. But whew, it was tough games. Right, Sienna's go. So let's see. I mean, Sienna's not making it back. It's as simple as this. So 1, 2, 3, and then it's just whether I get lucky now, because it's my end of turn. We've run out of oxygen. I get one last, basically, crawl. Let's see what happens. And I don't move. So we both end up dropping our stuff, and they end up in a pile of 3. So they're piled in 3 at the bottom. All of these go. And as we're drifting down to the bottom, somehow, I don't know if it's an autopilot on the submarine or we've got a comrade who's doing the driving, we get picked up and we're back in the submarine, and they go back up to up to top, get oxygen refilled, and then we come back down for round number 2, giving each other the evil because we essentially nearly drowned each other through our greed, looking for the treasure. So round 2, you were deeper, so you get to roll first. Can my piece nudge yours for leaving me behind so early on? Yeah, look, the way it works is like this, look. and then I come crawling back, tail between legs. Sorry, Sienna. Sorry, kisses. Oh dear. Right. So, Sienna's roll. You get a 4. And you know the drill. You go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm assuming you're going deeper and not picking up. All is forgiven. There we go. Lovely. So, is it, yeah, deeper? There we go. Oh, I don't think, oh, let me redo that. I kind of had to save it. Right, 5 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is good, because then you'll definitely leapfrog me, because I'm only 2 spaces ahead of you. So then you roll, and you've got a 3, so you go 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing deeper, but I'll wait for your instruction. I'd like to say I'm good at following instruction. I am not. Deeper, okay. 3 for you, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we didn't hear anything else from Chloe. I hope we didn't put her off with all the innuendo talk. Oh, it's gone off the edge again. Let me try it. 4, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll go. I think you're better at handing out. I don't know. So that was me, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm assuming you're going deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You'll go again. Whoa, I've knocked us both. All right. 3 for you. So 1, 2, 3. Right, I'll ask you again. Oh, excuse me, I'm knocking the camera. Are you going deeper or are you picking up? I mean, it's just pick up or not at this point, because I'm not technically asking you decide to go back at the start of the next round, but still, it's fun to get you to say deeper. Remy is saying, Molly, do you realise Sienna is transforming sheet is giving you hints to ram you deeper from? Me and Sienna actually talk on WhatsApp, and I know Sienna very well. Don't you worry, I know all about Sienna. Me and Sienna are good friends, so we know. Yeah, what gave it away? You know, I don't know exactly what could give it away, to be honest, Sienna. I have no idea at all. As I've told the chat and my YouTube family all the time, this is an inclusive channel, and there's a reason it's an inclusive channel, because I'm an inclusive person. Okay, I love all people as long as they're showing me respect. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got time for you if you've got no respect. Go on. But if we're all respectful, I love everyone. Simple as that. Right. I think it's my turn to roll. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I'm not picking. I'm going for the dark colours this time. I'm going greedy. Right. Your turn, Sienna. Whoa. I'm going to have to re-roll both. This is mine and Ethan's new rule. You re-roll one, you re-roll both. Oh, 2 for you, 1, 2. Okay, now my roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, decisions. Do I pick that up and go back? Or do I go for the big payday at the bottom? Knowing Sienna and her penchants for going deeper, I'm going to risk it and go for the bottom, I think. Sparkers like hiding in plain sight. Yeah, just like me up at what river was it? Was it the River Lee or something? I don't know. It was one in the Lake District up there. I was plain sight stealth camping, basically just pretending like I'm some fisherman, instead of anything else. But thank you, Rachel. I appreciate your kind words. So Sienna's roll, a 6. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sienna, would you like to pick up, or are you just going deeper? If I say it like that, she'll go deeper. Pick up. Oh. Curveball. So, that one is Sienna's treasure. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can get 5 or above, I get to the bottom. So 5 or 6. Here we go. Oh, I've got to re-roll. Yes. It's a 6. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Straight on it. And of course, I'm picking up. I've got the full cash. And it only costs 1 oxygen. Right. Sienna's go. The oxygen goes down 1. Are you going back or are you going deeper? So we have somebody whose name I can't really read saying, yeah, heading back. Cool. You look like the type of guy who collects empty smoky bacon crisp packets. I'm not. Although I was the kind of child that collected all of his foil wrappers from his Easter eggs. So I used to have like this, my mum used to use like ceramics. So she didn't make the ceramics. She'd go to like a ceramics painting kind of thing. It was like a kind of like an evening kind of club she went to when I was little, because my mum's quite artistic. And yeah, she would paint these things, and I've got some. I've got one in the drawer actually here. And she would paint them and then fire them and glaze them and stuff. And I had one that was basically like this chick on top of like a bird nest type thing, and it was like you could kind of lift it off and you could put stuff inside of it. And I used to basically very carefully unwrap my chocolate eggs to then basically fold and then roll up my foil wrappers, and I'd put them all in this thing like these little foil logs, and I'd keep them, and I kept them for years because I was a bit of a collector. I'd collect all sorts of things. It was a weird thing. But these days, no, not much of a collector. That's right. I ain't got the space, have I, Rach? You're correct. Right, I think I just picked up, so it's Sienna's go. She said she's going back. I've done the oxygen. Sienna's got a 4, so 1, 2, 3. Pick up, or we're just carrying on? Well, good night and God bless to you as well. Yeah. I don't know who you're calling interesting character, me or that other person. I'm assuming the other person. Pick up again. Sienna with the bold moves. Right. Let's slide that around. And put it with Sienna's other treasure just there. So now you've got 2. So I've got 1 oxygen to use, and I'm going back, obviously. Oh, I've rolled a 6. I'll slide them over so you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I get to move. All right, Sienna's go. 2 oxygen used up now. So Remy's saying, I used to collect M&M packets. Don't just... No, fair enough. That's fair. What, like the little ones? Like the little sort of individual packs? Or are we talking like the big share packs? I'm assuming the little ones. It's Sienna's go, isn't it? Did I do the oxygen? Yeah, I've just got to do the roll. I've got to pay attention. 2, you don't move. You don't move. Ha ha. Now, because you didn't move, you have the option you could drop, but I'm guessing you're not dropping. But I'll do my roll, and if you say drop very quickly, I'll let you drop. But here goes my roll. Lord, yeah, I know. That's the risk of holding 2. Right, so I've got to move the oxygen 1 for me, and I've got 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I get to move. Sienna's go. 2 oxygen down, and 4. So you get to move 2. 1, 2. 1 oxygen for me. 4. So 1, 2, 3. 2 oxygen for you. You've got 4, so 1, 2 again. 1 oxygen for me. Got a 5, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 oxygen for you. I think you're gonna have us both passed out at the bottom of this again, I think, Sienna. 4 for you, so 1, 2. And then 1 oxygen for me. 1, 2, 3. 2 oxygen for Sienna. 1, 2. 1 oxygen for me. 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I might make this back. 2 oxygen for Sienna. 5, so 1, 2, 3. 1 oxygen for me. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be back then. I'm guaranteed to be back, I think. 2 oxygen for you. Oh, hi, Kat. I'm great, thanks. I've been having a lovely day. How about you? I hope yours is good too. Oh, you said you're good. Lovely. What have you been up to? I've been up to all sorts. I talked about it at the start, and I'll update some of the family members if they weren't there afterwards. So you've got to do Sienna's roll. 5, that's a good one. 1, 2, 3. I don't think you're making this back though. I've got to use up 1 here, and I'll be back because it doesn't matter what I roll. I'm back. I made it to the sub, and I get to keep my treasure. But Sienna is out of breath. Once again, Sienna, I have left you behind, gasping for air, and you cannot make it back no matter what you roll. So down you go, and you and your treasures are dropped at the bottom, and we remove all the empty spaces. The idea with that is that as you get down to like the last round, and you've had like a lot of people, so you had like a 4 or 5 player, and a lot of people have been picking up bits, as loads of this disappears, and you end up with either people holding them as treasures or piles at the bottom, but they're not very far down because you basically took loads of these out. So at this point, I'll go down and I'll save Sienna and bring her back to the submarine, because I'm not a completely heartless guy. What's this going? Oh, Cat's been up to something. Let me see. They've been out to Tesco buying stuff. Okay. We're playing Deep Sea Adventure today. It's a pretty simple game. So we get now to look at my score, and we get to see how much treasure I brought back. Let's have a little look. Oh, it's an absolute haul. I've got a 13 pointer from the bottom, then I've got an 8 pointer from the pentagons. So hexagons, pentagons, and then I've got the squares. And I've got 4 for the square. So that's a pretty big total. That's a total of 25. I'm pretty happy with that. So then we have one more round. If I'm honest, I think I've probably got this in the bag. If Sienna can somehow get these two big ones, get back with maybe another one, she would probably get the win. The two big ones on their own could get you the win. There could be like I think you could have like a 14 and a 15 there, and I think that would get you there. Yeah, or even like even lower than that, 13, 14, 14 and 12. There's a lot. So that you even just that, if you can get hold of that and get back, you could get the win still. So there is a bit of play here for you. That 13 was your... Yeah, I know, I've stolen your treasure from you. Sorry, Sienna. Oh, are we all talking about weed here? We can come back to yours tomorrow. Yes, he will, Cat. He'll be back tomorrow. He'll be on stream and we'll be playing something together for sure. Right, so Sienna gets to go first again because I left her behind. So she gets a 2. 1, 2. And then I roll. Yes, I thought it was going to make me re-roll him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming Sienna's not picking up there and she's going deeper. So 6. Great roll for Sienna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick up or go deeper, Sienna. Yeah, pretty much. If you can get down to here, pick this up and get back and leave me for dead. Because this is the last round. Anyone who doesn't make it back to the sub on this one isn't getting back to shore with us. It's as simple as that. We will leave the last man behind. This is not the Marines. So yeah, deeper. I thought you would. 5 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's your objective. Get the bottom hole, get back, and leave me for the fishes, basically. 6 for Sienna again. That's really good for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming deeper. We've got Day Day. Oh, I remember you, Day Day. So I'm just going to call you Day. That reminds me of the Foundation show. I don't know if anyone's watched that, but Foundation is one of my favourite trilogies, essentially, from Isaac Asimov, one of my all-time favourite author. And like he did things like I, Robot and stuff like that. And some of you guys might know that the movie that Will Smith did on that. And he did The Bicentennial Man, which Robin Williams did a movie about, which was actually really solid. It's worth a watch. But yeah, they recently started a show. I say recently. I think they're on season 3 just finished. But they have the empire in that is basically they have dawn, day, and dusk. And so, like basically the emperor of the whole galaxy is called Day. So we're going to call you the emperor, maybe. Oh, what's Cat saying? Oh, a tree fell on a man's caravan in Cornwall, and that person in the... Oh, that's not so good. That's awful news. All right, so what we're doing? Yeah, I was just waiting, but I'm assuming go deeper from Sienna. So 2 for me. Sienna's roll. 4. 4. I'm assuming deeper. I'm guessing that, yeah, deeper was for the other one, but I'm assuming deeper again. I'm going to go for 2. Oh, I'm getting slow. I'm getting old. Look, slow in my old age. I think, though, I will pick that up because I'm going to play the smart game here. I don't need to go deep. So I'm going to pick that one up and I've got another treasure. That one probably should be enough. I want that treasure at the end. Yeah, that's fair play. So your roll. I'm sorry, but I've rolled you a 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going back. Oh, the auction's up, but I've got to take the auction down one by one. 1, 2, 3. So Sienna's roll. Need a big one here. Oh, it's a 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's just dragging it out, isn't it, Sienna? It's like, oh no, we're not going to give it to you. Oh dear, that's brutal. Right, okay. Oxygen. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will lift that. I'm going to lift that. Probably isn't going to be worth a huge amount of points, but last one for Sienna. She'll definitely be at the bottom on this one. 1, 2. I'm assuming pick up. It's the only option there at that point. So you got your 2 treasures. So my game is basically try to use up the auction to a point where, like, because I could, do you know, the brutal strategy here on the last one is essentially just deliberately use up all of our oxygen. I could just start using it all up as you're going down there, knowing for what there's no way that if I pick up like 4 items, even though I can't move, that you'll survive long enough to get back up. But I feel like that's an unfair way to play this game in the last round, just because you've got a bit of a lead. So I like to still play where I'm trying to get back myself. I feel like it's important that, like, I think that's the only thing that's missing in this game is some mechanism to stop that strategy at the end. So my go, I've got to now take 2 oxygen down for me, and I'm going to move, well, roll 5, so I'll move 1, 2, 3. Now 1 oxygen for Sienna, and obviously going back, you go 1, 2. Oh, something's falling down in there. Oh, why was that still open? The stove is going out, but not that you guys can really see the stove. Right. Where was I? That was it. I need to do 2 oxygen for me and then roll my dice. Right, okay. Oh, I didn't move because I got snake eyes. Okay. 1 oxygen for Sienna. And she gets 1, 2, 3 on her move. There we go. 2 oxygen for me. 5, that's good. 1, 2, 3. That's what I need. Well, the thing is, I want to use some oxygen up. The thing is, I just need to get back. If I get back with these, the odds of you having enough points in there to beat me is pretty. It's not impossible, but I think it's pretty much done. And you need to pick something else up on the way back, but that might leave you really like stranded, basically. So Sienna's roll. Oh, I think I've got to move that one for your oxygen. 1, 2. And then oxygen 2 for me. I don't move. Oh, that's bad. Oh, yeah, you can pick up. I should have asked that. Did you want to pick up this one here? I should have asked that. I feel like it's a bad strategy if you pick up this deep. But you could. I'll let you, because we'll go back. I know that you were here on the previous one. So I'll let you pick up this one, or you can pick up this one. I think you were here or here. It doesn't matter. We'll give you one of them. Or you can have the one you're on. I don't think it's a good strategy, though. I'll be honest. I don't know. You could win it with that, to be fair. I mean, you could get 29. No, it's unlikely. Yeah, I think you have to pick something up. But I was thinking you'd pick up further up, maybe like one of these, and try to get a lucky number. Like you could get 6 or 7 out of one of these. And if say mine's a low number, like I could have a 3 here and you have like a 7, then that could make the difference with these against these ones. So yeah, I think keep moving. I think basically once I've gone back and I'm not using oxygen, you can kind of gauge where you're at. So where were we? Whose roll was this? That was me. 1 for you. 2. I've just gone. I think I didn't move, so then it's 1 oxygen for you and your roll. You get a 4, so 1, 2, 3. Then 2 oxygen for me. You're hoping I get a big roll now. If I get a 6, I'm basically back, and then you get all the oxygen to yourself. Oh, I've got to re-roll. Oh, I've got to re-roll again. Could the dice stay on the board, please? 5, 1, 2. I'm back. That's it. So I'm basically not using oxygen anymore. You have 9 oxygen left to get yourself back with, which at the moment means 9 rolls. But the second that you pick up another resource, it's going to half the amount of rolls that you get. So that's what you've got to balance. Angler's in. Hi, Angler. This game's got me completely confused. Yeah, don't worry. If you weren't here from the beginning, it's going to be like, it's just going to be like gobbledygook to you. But don't worry, we're nearly finished. I just need to watch Sienna essentially like stop breathing as she runs out of oxygen. Dear. Okay, no pick up for now. That's cool. Right. So anyway, so your roll. Oh, got to take one oxygen down, and you go 1, 2. You could drop your feet. No, Jake. Right. So another oxygen down, and you roll a 4. So 1, 2, 3. So now you've got to make the call. You can definitely get back from here, but if you pick up now, it could be harder. But if you roll a big enough one to get past this, I don't know that these have enough score to get you there. This is where it's tough. So you've got to, I think it's either now or you've got to hope to land here. I mean, that's the perfect thing. If you land there, you might have a chance to get back, but it's still going to be tough. So what are you going to do? Pick up, or are you going to do one more roll? Sparker spent 30 minutes wondering what the hell is going on. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll gamble one more roll. Okay. So one more oxygen, down to 6. And you got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't even pick up because you're on that one. So basically it's a roll again. And you got another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like are you going to pick up now? I feel like that's going to be the move, and you just got to hope it's a good number. I mean, if these are strong numbers and this is a strong number, it's not a crazy thing if mine are bad, but it's still a lot of luck there. Pick up, yeah. Okay, we'll do that. And as it doesn't matter, I'm just going to use this one. Right, okay. So now you're using up 2 oxygen. So you get this 1, you're going to get 3 rolls, including this one. 4, so you move 2. 1, 2. I'm assuming you're not picking up at this point. You'd need to get a 6 to get back if you did that, but you could. So I'll wait. Maybe you're going to just roll or pick up. But you'd need to get a 6 or a couple of like a 4 and a 5 or something like that. No, it's too risky. Okay, so down to there, 1 oxygen left. We're going to roll. You've got a 4, which moves you 2. Now you've got the option again. You've got one more roll. No matter what happens, you've got one more roll on the next turn because you'll use up all the oxygen. It doesn't really matter how much you're holding. But if you're holding 2, that means you need to roll 3 or above to get out. If you pick that one up and you're holding 3, you'll need to get 4, 5, or 6 to get out, meaning you've got about 50-50 shot. But then if you do get out with 2 of them, you've got a much better chance of actually getting the win. So pick up or no pick up. Ooh. Susie's back in. Hi, Susie. The half an hour ran out. There you go. I'm sorry I had to time you. I'm sorry I had to give you a timeout, but I've told you before I can't have that kind of negative chat in the stream. I hope you understand. I still love you, but we can't have that. Choices, yeah. Take your time, Sienna. There's no rush. Stuff it, pick up. Well, make your mind up. Am I stuffing it or am I picking notes? Right, okay. Going for the 50-50 on the dice. So the oxygen is out and you need a 4, 5 or 6. I'm actually rooting for you to get this because this will make the game really interesting. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. 4, which means you move 1 and you're back. Woohoo! The risk paid off. So you've got lots of score to count here. Wow. So you've got all this to count and I've got mine. Should I do mine first, or what do you want to do? We could do it like one at a time. Or we could do like your big ones first and see what they compare to mine, and then we can sort of go from there. What should we do? Do you know, we'll do the big ones. We'll do your big ones. We'll see. Ready? So your first big pointer is 12. So that basically matches up for my 8 and 4. So you've basically matched that. So then we'll see what this is. If this is better than 13, then that puts you in good stead. Let's see. 50. Oh, you got the 15. You got the 15. Right, so that means at this point you're 2 points ahead. However, I've got these ones and you've got little triangles. So one of my ones is a 9. That's a good score for one of them. I don't know that you're going to get 9 with these. You've got 1 there. And you've got 0 there. Oh, the last one you picked up didn't even get you any points. And I've got a 7. So I've absolutely trounced you. Oh well. That's the game. But you did well for your first go, Sienna. I will say it was pretty impressive that you got back with the haul from the bottom and 2 more. You did really well. But you can sort of see, like, those bottom ones, they do basically add up to some really good score. And you kind of need those. Right, hopefully some people worked out how that game works. I am curious, Sienna. Thoroughly enjoyed it, cool. I'm curious how much you actually understood of what we were doing, and whether, if you played this game with me now, whether you'd actually be able to play. Because I'm aware that doing it through the screen, it's probably a little bit more tricky. Like if you've got this, I think this is one of the things I like about in real life games rather than online games. Because I play Catan on my phone with Noah, because obviously, you know, him being in London and me here, we aren't close enough to always play in real life together. But I always prefer it in real life. You've got that tangibility of what you're sort of doing. And I think that's the thing, like with Monopoly. Like we had it on the computer when I was younger, on the old Amstrad CPC 464, whatever we used to have. The issue with that, sorry with the camera movements, that's just me moving as well. Put that table over there. We'll get you guys set up over here. Have a little chin wag and get the stove in on the action as usual. Let's see, about there. Excellent. I'm just going to maybe put a little bit of firewood in the stove. There's a big chunk burning, which is good, but we want even more. There we go. We'll leave this open, the drawer, for just a little bit, and that forces more air through, and we get the big flame. We increase the heat a little bit, and then we'll just close it down to a point where we still get a bit of flame, but it's not absolutely raging. There we go. Oh, got a little stick bit there. We'll throw that in there. Right. Okie dokie. Job's a good one. Wayne saying, I'm guessing it's freezing tonight where you are. Yes, it is. It's definitely freezing conditions again. There's plenty of ice outside. So we have this thing cranked nicely, and it's comfortable in here, so it's really warm actually. What wood am I burning? This is some wood from Lucas's work. So he collects them up for me. They've got loads that they just get rid of, and it helps them out, saves them having to just basically pay to get rid of it. He chops it up and brings it over to me, and usually on a Friday, basically, he brings me over a big old sort of strap full of it. He has like this like a loading strap, but like a mini thing that you use just for like individual stuff, and he just straps the loads of it together. And yeah, he brings me some wood, and that's what I burn usually on a Friday night and a Saturday. So it's usually enough for the one day in these kind of conditions. If it was a lot cooler, so when he was doing this and it was a lot milder, it might last the whole weekend, maybe into Monday. But yeah, it's a way to get a little bit of free heating, and I didn't even have to go out and get the wood myself. We could all do with more friends like Lucas, to be fair. That man is solid. And we, I mean, you saw the little table I was playing on. That was basically some offcut from the project that we did together on his van. I helped him build a work surface. and I'm going to try and get some photos of it because he's got a tap in now as well. He has basically bought the wrong pump though. He bought like a 115 psi pump, which is just way too powerful. My one's like a full-on, gives me like the same pressure you have in a house, like really good pressure as well at that. And it's like 60, I think 55 psi. And I've had like a 60 psi pump in here before, and around that level, 55, 60, it's pretty good. And you don't need anything more than that. But he got this one, it was like 115 psi, and it was so noisy, it's ridiculous. So he sent that back, and he's ordered a foot pump instead, because he really has this idea he wants a foot pump because it's silent, and he's all about the stealth because he's got this little tiny van, so he loves it. Oh, what's this? Sorry, I'm a dunce. Is it Susie? Susie or to be fair, I think she prefers Susanna from most people. I'm just lazy, and I like to give people nicknames that I can say easy. You're forgiven, Susie. That's why you're allowed back in. I know that you just get like that sometimes, and I'm sorry I had to give you a timeout, but I've got to protect the channel and the people here who are not necessarily here to deal with stuff like that. That's all it is. But yeah, do you keep the fire going through the night too? Asks Wayne. On nights like this, yeah, for the most part. It's usually out by the morning, but I'll throw in some of the logs that I buy from Home Bargains. I use them because they're very good. They generally burn a bit slower. Although the newer ones, they're quite a lot drier, and they're puffing out more, so they go a bit quicker. But I just stack a fair bit of wood in there, and I've done it with them big logs that you see me cutting down sometimes. They'll work as well. But essentially, you just need plenty of wood in there that isn't going to go absolutely nuts and just burn itself through quickly. But there's enough of it there to burn through over the space of, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours. So then the sort of, it keeps the van warm for the first half, and then the latent heat in the stove will stay there for like another hour or so. And then the van will start cooling down. But even by the morning, like I wake up and it's actually still fairly comfortable in here. And by morning, it's actually more of like a comfortable sleeping temperature. But I do have a tendency to kind of air it out just before I go to sleep, just to make sure I've got lots of fresh air in here and it's not absolutely cooking me to death. Can you cook on top of the log burner? Absolutely. Yep. Look, I cooked one of these logs earlier by mistake, and this is not even the worst. You see that sort of like burnt bit there? And that side got a little bit too. So yeah, it does get hot. If I've got the flames getting up to the top, yeah, you can definitely cook on that. The nicest thing it's for actually is for doing like a stew. Like my favourite thing to do with it is to actually like I'll cook a stew over on the hob and sort of get all the browning done and get all the bits and pieces and all the veg in. And then once it's up to temperature and it's just ready to simmer and stew, I'll put it onto the stove, and the stove will stew it without burning it and without doing anything. And I tell you, the way that just because it's like a radiant heat or something, it's so tasty when it's like that. It's so much better. I actually have some left over from during the week. I had it a couple of times during the week. I basically made it last weekend at some point, I think it was, or yeah, somewhere in there. I made a beef and veg stew, like a big old cauldron of it, and yeah, I've been having it throughout the week. And I'm trying to remember, but I think actually the first one me and Ethan had together. So I've got a little bit left over that me and Ethan will have tomorrow. I had enough of the lunch left over from, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's a Korean place. It's like a Korean street food kind of thing. Like I got one of their big pots. I can't remember what they call it. They call it something, but it's like a huge pot with loads of rice and loads of meat and stuff. And it's way more than I could eat for one meal. But then I just saved the rest for the second meal today. Do you cook marshmallows with the boys? Yeah, have you not seen us do that, Rach? But yeah, we'll do s'mores and stuff when we've got fires going, and they love doing it. They have done it over the stove, to be fair, in the past. But Henry will, if he's doing them, will often just put the little hob on. I just hear that, just where that way, this little hob here, and he'll do it over the hob. But if the stove's on, yeah, they'll open it up and do some marshmallows in there, no problem. Could you make vegetarian gravy on it? Do you mean the beef stew? because no, that wouldn't work. Oh, you could throw a sandwich on top and make it a toasty. Yeah, that's true. But I wouldn't put the gravy on a toasty over. Wolf, that's a name. Can I go with Toby? Is Toby okay? I don't know, unless it's a longer name than that, but it's all low caps after the capital, so I don't know where it stops and starts. 20, my dad was Muslim Albanian and he converted to Orthodox. Okay, well, okay, I don't get any of that, but cool. Welcome into the chat. Jeez. Oh, look, like Susie being nice, saying that everyone can call her Susie. Yeah, it's people. I just spelt it with the Y. Oh, Angler saying, yeah, brilliant. I done a stew slow cooked on the log burner last week and put a couple of potatoes in the fire. Taste some. Oh, like what? Some jacket potatoes, like that's a good way to do it. Stick them in the fire. Noah used to love doing that. Wrap them in the foil, just throw them in the embers. I'm more a proponent of actually getting down into the ash, because you want them like slow cooking, so you actually get them in the ash. That's what you need. So if I was going to do them in here, probably what I'd do is I'd open up the ash box and bury a couple of jacket potatoes in the ash just underneath the fire, and then close it back up. And that would, I think that's the way to do jacket potatoes on this stove. I haven't done that yet, but if I get round to that, I might do that, and we can maybe do that on the stream, because I streamed for long enough to do a jacket potato. And I think we could like pop them in at the start, have some games, and then pull them out. Yeah, maybe me and Ethan could do that. I don't know, but that's a cool way to do it. It's just come to me right now. That's how I do that. You are a wonderful person, Susie. You just have your bad moments like we all do, and you just need to find a way to gain a little bit of control over that. I don't know how you do that, but everyone has to find that control on their own and do it their own way. But that's all it is. We all have our moments, and I know yours are a bit rougher than most, but you know, we do our best we can, and that's why I forgive you whenever you have these little times, because I know you don't mean it, and but I also have to be tough with you, and just like say no, not on the stream. Angler saying jack potatoes in foil, yeah. Also slice bananas open and fill them with chocolate. Do you know what? That's exactly what Noah does as well. He used to like throwing a banana like next to the fire, getting it warmed up, and he'd slice it open, put some dark chocolate in there. But he never did the marshmallow, to be fair. But yeah, but that's one of Noah's favourite things. That's actually one of my fondest memories. Was we went up to Lake District, and that was a bit of a bust in the end because we both got like tick bites and ended up sick and stuff. It was not good. But before all that happened, we were walking on a day. It was getting pretty rough. My little stove that I was using at the time, because this was back in the early days, I was using stoves that I'd bought online that didn't work very well, and I was trying to get a little wood fire going to warm up my lunch. It was taking ages. We stood around getting cold. I eventually got it done, but like we had to keep walking, and it was a really long, miserable day. Basically, it was a bit wet and stuff, and we were not having a great deal of fun. It finally cleared up, and we found a big, like I think it was a horse chestnut tree in a field. And we this is the mistake. That field was definitely the type of field where they had livestock in, and we should not have been in there. We should not have been camping in that at all. But essentially, we camped there. We got to cooking, and we got to setting up the fire, and he was cooking his curry, like getting his curry prepped. And I went off to find us some water because there was a lake nearby. And when I got down to the edge of the lake, there was a couple there in their camper van, essentially, and this was before I had this, but like many years. This is when I was much younger when we did this, quite possibly in my 20s. Yeah, maybe, or no, early 30s, late 20s. I'm not sure. Maybe early 30s. But anyway, the point being is, I got chatting to this couple, and I know that during the day, Noah had been a bit like gutted because he'd forgotten to bring a banana for the trip. And I knew that he would have loved to have a banana. And I had plenty of dark chocolate with me, but he had no banana to put it in. So like I was chatting to this couple, and they offered me some firewood. And I was like, oh no, we're fine. Like we've got loads from the tree over there. We're fine, because we got talking about what was going on. And they go, "You sure, sure, we can't get anything. We've just got some fresh water if you don't want it." And I was like, "No, it's all right. We're totally used to like filtering the stuff from lakes and stuff. It's totally fine." And then a thought occurred to me. I said, "But I tell you, but if by any chance you've got a spare banana that I could have, it would mean the world to me because my mate would loves to have a banana with some chocolate at the end of his meal, and he forgot to get a banana this time. So, and I think we'd camped one night before, and he was regretting it even at that point that he hadn't had one." So, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got one." And so they gave me a banana, and I was like so pumped to take this banana back and give it to Noah. And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, I hid it, and I was like, and I got chatting for him. I was like, "Oh, by the way, I've got a bit of good news." He said, "What's that?" And I said, "Look," and I showed him. He's like, "Where'd you get that from?" I was loving it. I was just like, "Yeah, in fact, I thought I thought you'd get a little kick out of that." And yeah, I love doing stuff like that when it goes that way. And I got to chat to this lovely couple because they had like an open fire pit type thing that they had on the beach. Basically, it's not a beach, but it's like a pebble kind of like edge of the lake, and they had their deck chairs out. Oh man, I remember seeing that scene and thinking, wow, these guys have got it figured out. They're just parked here, enjoying the life. They've got the fire. They've got just like the whole evening with themselves. Oh, just lovely. And I remember thinking that, oh, that would be the life. That really would. Well, I've missed some stuff. Angler's saying, have a look at Ridge Monkey products. They're designed for anglers, but fantastic for camping and van life. What are we talking about there? But I'll have a look anyway. Ridge Monkey products. Ridge Monkey. I'll try to remember. It will help me if you put that in the comments when this is over, or even now. If you go down, not in the chat, but in the comments for the video, if you put that in there, then I'll be able to find it. I can never find anything in the chat afterwards. It's an absolute bugbear. Spark saying, I've got a Temu version angler only about the size of a slice of bread, and the handles screw on and off, but works really well. That's the best banana story I've ever heard. Cheers, angler. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I just he'd been upset about it for a couple of times, and he was really annoyed with himself that he'd forgot it. And to be fair, do you know, all these years we've been camping, right? I keep trying to tell him he needs to take a bit of coffee with him and just like a filter paper or something, and we can make him coffee in the morning. But he always ends up not being able to have his coffee, which he absolutely, this is probably his worst thing about camping. And I keep thinking that I want to do something where I can just get a little something that he can use to make coffee with. Because Tim manages okay. He manages to make a decent coffee. I think partly there's some issues with it, like he'd need a little bit of milk and stuff because he likes to have like a flat white essentially. But I think I could probably do a pretty fair good, like, because he has oat milk, so I'm like, surely oat milk is okay, like not being refrigerated for a little while. Maybe, I don't know. Does it have to be refrigerated? Like if you get a little carton of it, like I don't know. Is it like UHT or not? I don't know. But I've got to look into it because I'd love to be able to get him like a decent coffee when we do a trip at some point. Oh yeah, Rach saying don't forget to like it. But yeah, that's a good point, mate. Oh, cheers. Yeah, leave it in the comments. Thanks, Angler. I appreciate that. Bye, Susie. Thank you for coming back and saying hi again and being cool about it. Love you. Sparker, they're great, aren't they? Ridge Monkey do various sizes and lots of other stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool places out there that design all sorts of kit for camping and whatnot. And yeah, I definitely have my favourite places to get my stuff from. But it's got to be cheap is the main thing, to be fair. And someone is saying, why can't we have an umbrella style tent? I think they do them. I've seen them for fishing people and that, where they just have like an umbrella they put out and it turns into a bit of a tent. The problem is they're still quite bulky. So, because the issue is size, essentially, however you do it, it's just, if you think about it, an umbrella tent is just a tent still, just in a different format. And there's tents with so many different formats, it's unreal. But yeah, I'd like to design my own, to be fair. And build it, but I don't have the acumen to build anything like that. But I would give it a go, and it's one of those things. It's having the funds to waste on a project like that, because I know that they'd more than likely be wasted on buying materials and everything. But I would like to give it a go and like design my own thing. I always have ideas on this about how I'd like to have it. And this is why I build my own stoves and things, because yeah, I see how I'd like to do it, and then I want my thing to be like that, not like this generic thing that you get from whoever's built it and decided that that was the way it's done because everyone else is doing it. Um, um, yeah, well, like you get UHT milk and stuff like that that you can get in little cartons, and like the little stuff that you get, like the cream and milk and stuff that they have in, like, say, McDonald's or something to put in your coffee and that. You can get things like that, but it wouldn't be very good. But I'm wondering, I don't know, because he always has oat milk, and I'm wondering, is oat milk something that has to be? Can it be? Can you get a UHT version that doesn't have to be refrigerated? I'm going to look into it, and then if I could get that, and I know what kind of coffee he likes, if I could get the right coffee, I think I could probably make him a half decent cup in the morning. And that'd be quite nice to just like surprise him on camp one day, like be making breakfast and just pop out like the bits without him noticing, just get some hot water, make him a cup, and then like when I hand over like whatever I've made for breakfast, sometimes we do like poached eggs or whatever. Because he often cooks the dinners, and then I'll cook something for breakfast. And it'd be awesome if I just like hand him over like a really good coffee, basically. I think he'd be over the moon with that. That's it, like an umbrella with side panels and a door. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Uh, any ideas for a homemade fire starter? To be honest, this whole thing about homemade fire starters is sometimes frustrating to me. Like, essentially, you just get some fat wood that you can shave up really thin, and that's you usually do if you're starting from a lighter or something like that. A lot of people start doing this thing where, oh, it has to be lit from, you can light it from a fire stick, like a magnesium rod or whatever. And I'm like, do you really need that? Like, who's actually going out with a magnesium rod um, and starting up their fires? Like, first of all, you're using it was a ferrous rod, a magnesium ferrous rod or whatever. First of all, that's a bit of technology. It's about as technological as having a lighter. So, I mean, I've once thought about having flint and steel, like a flint steel, and then you can just pick up a bit of steel, a bit of flint, and Bob's your uncle, and you can. But there, then, but you have to have some really good like tinder for that sort of stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, but firelighters basically, like homemade ones, like people going about like dipping like cotton wool in Vaseline and stuff like that. But you realise you've had to pay out for the cotton wool and the Vaseline, and by the time you look at the price difference, you've essentially made the job harder for yourself. But yet, the product might well have cost you more, if you see what I mean. So, I'm like, it's pretty cheap just to go and buy a pack of firelighters, the sawdust ones with a bit of wax in them from Poundland. They're like, if you want some cheap firelighter, you ain't getting cheaper than that, because for the amount that you get for the price that you pay, you couldn't buy anywhere close enough Vaseline and cotton wool or like bits of like. I mean, I suppose you could shave some wood up at home, dry it, make sure it's really dried out well, like in the oven or whatever, and then you could maybe like make some wood wool ones. But you'd want a little bit of wax or something on them, and unless you're collecting your earwax or you keep bees, I don't know where you're getting wax for free. So, yeah, I mean, if you've got some like old candles laying around that you were going to chuck anyway, sure, there's always products you can use if you're going to get rid of them anyway. But yeah, it's a weird one. It is, or like old clothes basically works quite well. So you can make char cloth out of any old sort of cotton. So if you've got an old cotton shirt, or like this is pure cotton. So when this gets old, I could actually technically, you throw this in a metal container, like a steel container, a few holes in it, throw it in a fire, and basically bake it. And you bake it like really hot, and it turns it into what's called char cloth, and that's a very good fire starter, and that's solid. But again, that's just taking something that you're going to throw away anyway. But if you went and bought a brand new shirt to do that with, it'd be a waste of money, wouldn't it? So, yeah. Yeah, you got Angler saying, yeah, you just like, 24 for about £2. Yeah, from Poundland, exactly. Angler saying, oat milk has a good shelf life unrefrigerated, but has to be refrigerated once open. Yeah, so small cartons would work all right, I think. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Angler with me on this. Oh yeah, individual. Rach saying that you can actually get the individual sachets. Wicked. That's what we want. People are literally giving me the info as we talk. Please give a shout out. Remember me from Christmas Eve, Theodore Robinson. Yes, I remember you, Theodore. Shout out to you. Welcome back. I hope you can come and visit us a bit more often. Yeah, Yeah, I've given you got all the pleases in there. Yeah, I've given you a shout out. Yep. So I'm going to call it there because we're well over an hour and a half. So we're done. We've got into camping talk, which is fine because I, to be fair, I'm starting to feel like a bit of like a need to get back out and do a camp with the lads. I'm hoping that maybe I can organise something with Noah and Tim again because the Rutland Water one was good fun, and I'm fully aware that I haven't got that video out yet, and I will try to get it out when I can. I'm just not getting around to that. I'm so focused on these lives and just enjoying life at the moment that I'm not really getting behind the laptop and editing, but I will try, and I'm sort of percolating on my video ideas for the new sort of stuff that I want to try to do. And I've got a feeling that once I start doing all that, it's going to take up a lot of time as well. So yeah, but I'm not rushing into that because I'm quite just enjoying these streams, and they're kind of doing what they need to do for the channel. So there's no like mad panic rush. I used to be in this stage when I first started that I really wanted to get monetized quickly and try to make money out of this, so that I could stop doing my work so I could do more of this. And I was like, nah, that was actually a bad idea. Like I shouldn't have been so like hell bent on trying to make it work quicker. I should have just been looking at quality of what I was doing and enjoying it more. Because I started off like that, I was enjoying what I was doing quite a lot, but it did turn into this grind of trying to like get the numbers up, and I kind of fell into the YouTube trap of that a little bit. But we live and we learn, and now I'm like, yeah, we just take our time with it. There's no rush. Oh yeah, well don't worry, Angler. You can always go back and rewatch it. But if not, you didn't miss much. To be fair, we were mostly just playing a bit of this game, but it was good fun. I enjoyed playing that with Sienna. It was a good laugh actually. So yeah, it was great having you all in. Lots of the regulars, but also a few new ones today, which has been lovely. And yeah, as always, hope to see you tomorrow if you can make it. But for now, as always, I really appreciate you being here, and you have fun.